We're at it again, folks. We're going to watch a little bit of Chaos Lord versus the Apothecary, but hopefully it's going to be interesting because we do have Valerio. I feel like sometimes we put a little bit too much pressure on Valerio. You know, we want him to do well in the tournaments, the competitions. We want to be able to still call him a high-level player, yet at the same time we want him to do loads of weird shit. And, you know, sometimes that's a little bit of a paradox. But hopefully he puts on a nice showcasing here for us today against Deimos, who is quite the opposite. Likes to do his meta builds and play his meta heroes, very boring heroes at that. We're looking at Tech Marine, we're looking at Chaos Lord, we're looking at a little bit of a moving mech boy, where he never buys anything other than the battery pack. That's our Deimos, and he is the reigning league champion. Perhaps there is a correlation there, but yeah, let's see how it goes, shall we? I approve of the purple. I don't approve of the map. So much so that I've actually forgot what the name of this map is. Is it Selenon Fissure? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know, it's not really very common, but I believe it was in the league, which is why they're playing on it. Even if this wasn't a league game, maybe they're practicing for league. Don't know. Or maybe these guys are just crazy. But then again, Deimos complains every time I play a even mildly unconventional map. He's complaining. I don't know. Yeah, Apo, of course, not really able to do anything with the Chaos Lord. A little bit weird, I would say. I get it. I get it. I was going to say a little bit weird to have the Apo running around isolated because he's not a force commander. That's not what he's there for. He has a heal, which is better on infantry, where it can heal multiple models, not just the one hero. He also has a healing aura to support his infantry. Generally, you want this guy near your infantry. But Val wasn't doing that. The reason why is because he wanted to make his first power investment in the game the Sanguine Chainsword. The Sanguine Chainsword is good if you've got an Apothecary going around solo, in particular against Chaos, because the DPS of Heretics is so low against the Apothecary that he can out-heal them with his Sanguine Chainsword. Furthermore, the Chaos Lord, whilst he's a very tanky boy, doesn't do a lot of damage. So the Sanguine Chainsword is very, very good and would allow the Apothecary to easily beat the Chaos Lord in a 1v1 fight. Hence, he sent the Apothecary to the right-hand side there to deal with the Heretics and the Chaos Lord on his own. It all makes sense now. I know that was a very long-winded way of explaining it, but it all makes sense. I had to get that out there, okay? Deimos is opting for Noise Marines, which actually will not be that effective against the Sanguine Chainsword. The other thing that I didn't talk about with the Sanguine Chainsword, other than the fact that it also heals on pistol shots, is that it increases the Apo's charge distance by a really big amount. Check it out, 12 to 23. That means that you can get your Apothecary into melee with enemy squads a lot sooner, and if you're dealing with short-range sonic blasters from the Noise Marines, that can be very useful. Instances like this are where the Noise Marines shine, as well as against the Scouts, whose abilities they can shut down. You just seen it there. Unable to get their shotgun blast off because they were shut down by that sonic blaster. Quite frustrating. The Apo will be able to route these CSM here. There's not too much they can do. The Scouts can then get back onto capping the point once the CSM have routed. The Scouts don't want to risk losing any more models before that point, I suppose. And where are the... Okay, they're over here. I was going to say, they're not bashing, are they? No, they're just dealing with these tacks in the corner. But the ASM are going to be coming out. This is good. Deimos wants to always have the Chaos Lord on the other side of the map from the Apothecary. Unless he's going to send the Apothecary, the CSM with the Chaos Lord to deal with the Apothecary. Look at that, swaps to range stance on his Chaos Lord so that he can try and bleed the Scouts, but Scouts got very lucky with their timing of the Sergeant there, so they're going to lose a model. Can't be bothered, such a pain in the arse. ASM will shut the Noise Marines up for a little bit of time, but the AC ticks there can beat the ASM. Noise Marines stalling with a cacophony. The AC ticks now going to be charging in. Yes, the ASM are going to disengage. Shotguns want to pull back. Need to focus fire. onto the heretics. Wow, he goes for a retreat into a grenade. Ooh, nice grenade. Damn. Wow. Okay, well. That killed a lot of heretics. That's pretty good for Val. Meanwhile, his apothecary's been going kind of crazy. He's caught up this side of the map, so he's doing well on the southeast portion of the map. The apothecary is putting on a lot of pressure with his sanguine chainsword. That said, he lacks the heals for the other units in his army, particularly that would be useful in the ASM, since they're the ones frontlining. Right now, the tax would of course appreciate that kind of heal. Oh, he heals the apothecary. Strange. I guess because he's going to frontline. But it feels like the Chaos Lord should just charge forward into the tax. The Apo can just turn around and melee the Chaos Lord. I don't really know what the Apo's doing here. Going for a heal on the tax. Doesn't even get it, has to retreat. Oh. Strange. And needs to get the tax out of there, not going to be able to finish off that gen. And now the ASM are isolated. I'm not really sure why they jumped in there, that was a bit weird. Just getting a bit of extra spike damage there with the kill the weak. Doesn't really do that much damage. And now we use the Corn Worship so that the Noise Marines and the CSM and the Chaos Lord can get down to the gen farm sooner rather than later. Okay, CSM go off to the side, deal with scouts, makes sense. We're just going to put pressure on the gen farm again. Val's barely back from retreating. Such a good map for Noise Marines. Really hard to keep the gen farm alive on this map. Must be said. Goes for the grenade on the Noise Marines, but they're just going to retreat out. This should be an okay fight. He's got the heal. Oh, he's trying to evade the kill the weak, but it's fine. The Chaos Lord's full HP. Kill the weak doesn't really do that much damage. So, did he even get a gen in the end? I don't even think he got a gen, did he, in the end, Deimos? Wow, I'm kind of surprised. CSM did route the scouts over there. We got one of the AC ticks running down the side here to take back these VPs. Immobility is the weakness of the Chaos faction, that's for sure. Wow, jumping over with the ASM. Very aggressive here. Ah, he wants this weakened generator, yeah. Fair enough. Deimos going to be going to tier 2 first. It looks like Val should be going there himself. Yeah, he's floating a fair bit actually. 30 rec, 10 power or so. Should be starting that tech. Deimos just getting the decap over here. Normalise the VP situation, stop bleeding. Doesn't really care for putting any sort of VP pressure on. Flame attack manages to get a kill there on the gen. So that's 2 gens down with a weakened gen destroyed by the ASM earlier. But not looking like the best of situations here for the Space Marines. Okay, there's a grenade. Deimos didn't dodge it. Ooh, nasty. Nasty grenade. Holy shit, kills every single heretic there and he kills a Noise Marine too. That's a lot of bleed. That was on Deimos. He was looking over here. Oh, he might have got a bit of a... I don't know, actually. He probably just wanted to retreat those heretics anyway. They can't do anything against the apothecary with the sanguine chainsword. Damn, that was a beautiful grenade. I wonder if Val knew that he was sending the Apo in there. And it would distract Deimos. And that's why he threw the grenade at that specific time. It's beautifully timed. You see, those kind of grenades should be adding a lot of XP to Val's army. The XP is very evenly distributed, which to be fair is probably a good thing. You kind of want it on your Marines, your proper Marines, not your Scouts, in terms of combat effectiveness. The HP boost and damage boost is bigger there, just because they have more damage and HP to start with. But the other thing is, the Scouts get better energy from the level ups. They get more max energy, so that's pretty cool. Blood Crusher is going to be the choice here for Deimos. Cheap and effective vehicle armor. Very annoying when it's a Chaos Lord Blood Crusher because of the speed boost that it gets from the worship, making it even harder to kill. Val's just going to be getting a Devastator squad, presumably with a last cannon to try and deal with that. Can be tricky with line of sight blockers and such though. There's a fair few line of sight blockers in this map. You got this, you got this, you got this, you got this, here, 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 here. You see what I mean? So relying on a setup team to deal with the Blood Crusher, it could be quite tricky. We'll see. Another decent grenade hits the aspiring champion there. Noise Marines got a couple of gens. They're coming back down now, but they're not going to be able to finish it off because the Apo's there to tie him up. No melter bombs, keeping the flamer. Of course, it's keeping the flamer because the flamer's putting in work. Just destroyed another gen. Now the Chaos Lord is here to deal with them. Val's got a triple cap right now. Wow. CSM are trying to deal with that, but the Apo's going to go over and try and deal with them. They might be able to get a decap. No, they're not even going to try. Where's the Blood Crusher gone? Oh, it's rotated back up to here. Why is it all the way up here? Oh, because scouts are being a pain in the ass. Just decap the natural. Yeah, the mobility of scouts could be very, very valuable here. 6.5 speed, plus infiltration and HP regen when out of combat in addition to energy regen. It's pretty dangerous as the game goes on. And there's the melter bomb. And a las cannon, that's going to immobilize the Blood Crusher. Because you've got both the snares, but Bloodletters are jumping in. They should be able to get a hit before the las cannon fires. No, they don't! The las cannon fires just in time, taking out the Blood Crusher. And now we've got two scouts attacking the Bloodletters. We've got another shotgun blast potentially. Oh man, look at the healing from the Bloodletters. Outrageous. And then, of course, they just phase out, so you can't hurt them. You need to focus the heretics. Val hasn't changed his targeting. Oh wow, and now a bloodlust? Shit. Yeah, you gotta get out of there. Staying for quite some time to try and get his grenade off there. He gets it off, but definitely not worth it if he loses the squad. Bloodletters are gonna try and teleport in. They're late. Well, Val maybe got away with that. I mean, it would have obviously definitely been better to just retreat instantly and not go for that grenade, but he survives. I'm not sure that Bloodlust was really worth it from Deimos, to be honest. Can he get a Bloodletter in retreat? No. Sad. They're very, very hard to kill, but if you can kill them, they do cost a fair bit to reinforce. CSM are going to be picking up their aspiring champion now. And we've got the Mantle of Hate coming out on the Chaos Lord. It's a no-brainer in this matchup. There's nothing else you want for an armor. The spike damage that you can do to a single target is so good. The Librarian can be really effective in this matchup. And the Mantle of Hate is great for dealing with him. Of course, it can deal with the Apothecary very well with the spike damage. Just picking him up and throwing him aside is very valuable, especially if you've got Bloodletters around as well to hurt the enemy whilst he's picking them up. And you don't have to do it just on commanders or sub-commanders, you can do it on squad leaders as well. Get some easy squad leader kills. Not enough units here right now to support Val's army against the Chaos Lord. You see that the scouts though are, you know, they're making use of their time. Where are the last devs? Last devs were running over here just trying to cap the map, but they've got caught out. Apo stayed on the field, just trying to deal with these CSM, but now with the Bloodletters here, this is too much. I'm not sure how the Apo would do anyway if... He's gone for Purification Vials? What the fuck? Oh. Not sure how the Apo does against an aspiring champion CSM squad. Oh, is this Apo stuck? No, what's he doing? Okay, well he's dead. He got lifted up by Drain Life, and that is the end of him. That was weird. Not sure why he's opted for Purification Vials this late in the game, but okay. Val needs a Razorback. He's able to repurchase the Apo straight away without paying anything other than red, thanks to the Laraman's Blessing Global that he has. Optimistic grenade there, but that should be able to kill a few of these models. No. Hey, at least Bloodletters can't kill things on retreat. Could you imagine? As if they're not good enough already. God, if they could do that, they'd be just completely broken. This doesn't look like a good fight. Bloodletters and a Chaos Lord and Noise Marines fighting the attacks in the ASM. I mean, they're doing quite good so far. Okay, Angels of Death. That might equalize things. Yeah, get onto the heretics, chop them up. You can even throw down your purification vials on top of those cacophony Noise Marines if you want. I'm not sure he even has the energy, actually. He's got the armor of the Apothecarian, too. What? Val, what are you doing? Val's a lunatic. There's no synergy there. The armor of the Apothecarian is his best combat armor, but it's so insanely expensive. 200 HP, 1 HP per second, regen and 1.5 movement speed when out of combat, as well as giving him a nice AoE heal that's channeled. But it's so energy intensive. Typically you go Apothecarian, you get the accessory in tier 2 from the Apo that increases his max energy and his energy regen. But he's gone for vials, which he now never has the energy to throw. Okay, Val. It's going to be a Bloodletter here. There's another Bloodletter for Deimos. Like I said, you need a Razorback if you're playing as Space Marines. I mean, you could go for a Dreadnought. It just feels so hard using a Dreadnought against a Chaos Lord with a Khorne Worship potentially boosting the speed of the Plague Marines. He's going to go for it. It can work if you have decisive engagements. I'm not sure what the purpose of these purification vials are. He's just going to die again. What? Well, he's still got the red for another Larimer's Blessing. The problem is that that red from Larimer's Blessing would be a lot better served used for Angels of Death. Especially when the ASM are going to have to go in deep to tie up Plague Marines. So he's probably going to regroup his army as well alongside the Dreadnought for another deep push. He's still way ahead in VPs. Deimos struggling to contend with the super fast scouts. I mean, he's sending the right tools for it here with the CSM and the Chaos Lord, but look at him. They just finished their capping, go infiltrated and hide. It's a pain in the arse. And Dreadnought's revealed itself. Bloodletter's going to disengage under the Khorne Worship. Don't want to fight that, of course. And the inevitable Plague Marines are now en route. Has he got enough energy for a shotgun blast into grenade? No, he's just going to double grenade. Oh. They're so annoying, man. Just kills 2 CSM models. That costs 132 requisition to fully reinforce. That's a lot of requisition, dude. The Chaos Lord doesn't want to fight the Apothecary. He could just shoot the Apothecary from here while he's capping. I find it weird that he's not, actually. He can't fight him in melee because he'll out-heal him, but he could have just shot him while he's capping. No Librarian. I mean, I guess there's not really anything else you can get, is there? Damn, dude. That drain life. Val. Stop with the vials. He's losing his Apo so many times to go for these silly vials that don't do any damage anyway, because it's Bloodletters that can just heal with a Worship. Can't even see Plague Marines on the roster. Where are they? Okay, they were the main army down here with the double Bloodletters and the Chaos Lord. 4-staff Librarian on the way. That Librarian needs to be so careful with the drain life. Chaos Lord just goes into range, starts pew-pews. I mean, this is a high-level game. There's no doubt about it. There's things going on all over the map. Really nice use of the Khorne Worship here. It enables the Plague Marines to kite the Dreadnought quite easily. Okay, the Dreadnought's going to focus on the Bloodletters. He's got really high DPH, so he can actually cut through the healing of the Heretics quite effectively, while the ASM are trying to tie up the PMs. Oh, beautiful Merciless Strike. And then the other Bloodletter phases out, And he does very well, does Val, to turn his attention to the other Bloodletter. Both of them now phased out, but the ASM are going to have to retreat, and the Plague Marines are still in the field with buff damage thanks to Bloodlust. So the Dreadnought needs to really tie up those Plague Marines, but the Heretics are still worshipping. This is what I mean, even just one squad of Plague Marines here. A unit that is not useless against infantry is absolutely dominating, and Val played it so well. He hit both Bloodletters with Merciless Strike. He hit both Bloodletters with the Emperor's Fist. But to be fair, he didn't have his full army. He could have had an Apothecary or the Librarian tying up the Plague Marines the whole time. Does he have another Emperor's Fist? No, dies from the missile launcher. Sad. Plague Marines are cracked, guys, especially the Khorne Plague Marines, because of the extra movement speed that they can get. It's kinda nuts. Triple cap against Val now. I think Val's done. I think that's secured it. Because look at Deimos' economy, because he's barely losing any Bloodletters. In that whole massive brawl, he lost 2 Bloodletter models, and the Noise Marines completely wiped out the farm and are now capping it back up. Now he's getting a Dreadnought of his own. Like, it's such a easy faction to play. In particular, the Chaos Lord. Like, everything here is completely conventional. There's no decision making required. It's obvious. You know, he gets the Plague Marines because he's seen a Dreadnought. The ability to kill an enemy Dreadnought, in particular a Space Marine Dreadnought, the most expensive walker in Tier 2, with just 1 Plague Marine, who, as I say, isn't even useless against infantry and has a lot of utility with the heal on hit to nearby allies and the knockback to enemies and the passive snare that they give to enemies. It just feels so strong. It feels so strong. But perhaps if Val had more ranged assets, you know, he's relying very heavily on melee, which is struggling due to the presence of the double Bloodletters constantly guarding those Plague Marines. If he had some Stern Guard, or he had additional Tactical Marines, maybe that would have been more valuable. I don't really feel like the Librarian's done too much here. He's got the Power Axe now in his Apothecary. Librarian trying to finish off the Heretics, but needs to get out of there, man. Oh, he gets caught by the Drain Life, and now the Dreadnought's getting melee attacks on him as he's hit retreat. He will get out, but man. Nippo manages to kill a Bloodletter there with a Plasma Pistol shot before retreating. That's nice of him. And he's back on the contested VP. I mean, Val's still got the VP lead, so if he uses his scouts, well, maybe he can somehow take this, even though in terms of composition he's obviously got the inferior composition for actual combat. I've seen a lot of red still for Deimos though as well, which is pretty scary. That's a lot of Bloodlust. Bloodlust is just an amazing global, such a good global. Missile launcher on the tax. That's all he's really got for AV right now, in addition to the melter bomb from the assault squad, and that's a problem. Can't worship with the Dreadnought, making it move so fast. It just charges at the missile launcher. Autocannon plus an underslung bolt is going to do tremendous amounts of damage, which you've seen. Pretty problematic. Yeah, I don't know. Deimos can just sit on these 2 VPs over here, I guess. I mean, how's he going to possibly deal with this? He's going for a Whirlwind, which I don't know what better alternative he has, really. I guess the logic is you get a Hunter Killer Missile to do a little bit of chip damage to the Dreadnought. The missiles can disrupt the Bloodletters so you can survive longer, messing around against them. I don't know. But as I say, I don't really know a better option for him, to be honest. Nothing he can get now is really going to be particularly effective. I guess maybe just another Dreadnought. Okay, he's mismacroed his Whirlwind. Looking over here at his scouts and his ASM. Apo just got killed again thanks to another Drain Life. Yeah. Just Chaos Lord things, really. He is quite doomed. He's quite doomed at this point. It's a beautiful grenade. Whirlwind helping the Bloodletters there, knocking them out of the way of the grenade. Thanks, Whirlwind. I hate the Whirlwind. I don't know why he was designed as he is. Why does it not do any friendly fire? Why is the scatter on its missiles so damn random? An obnoxious unit. Hey, hey, here comes some vials. Against level 3, level 2 blood levels. Why are they so much lower level? I mean, the Dreadnought's losing a hell of a lot of HP right now. It'll actually die from one more missile attack. But here comes the Corn Worship. And of course right now, the reason Deimos is committing so much... Yay! Like the plays! Gate of Infinity! Gate of Infinity is in the level 3 attacks and they finish off the Dreadnought with a missile. The reason I was saying... Deimos is committing so heavily to the aggressive plays is because he of course has a triple cap right now and he is bleeding Val's VPs very quickly. Val is now down to 100 VPs. This might have been a throw from Deimos committing this hard though. What's he doing? Just retreat, dude. Okay, Angels of Death. But the scouts had to retreat from this side. The Noise Marines, the CSM are going to rout them and that's probably going to be GG because I was thinking the scouts were going to take this side and buy Val a little bit more time. It doesn't look like it. I don't know what he can do, even if he gets on the natural right now. He can't take the contested. Yeah, it's rough. Scouts are going to go charging over to the natural. They might actually get there in time, you know. I think they will. The natural of Deimos. Librarian trying to do his thing. It's getting too low. Oh shit. He would have just killed his Librarian with a grenade. If nothing else. But yeah, scouts do get onto the natural. Get that decap. The other scouts are now going to go to the contested. Deimos has got the VPs though, so he doesn't need to worry too much. Just running around Plague Marines with one model right now, doesn't need to reinforce them. Just killed the primary vehicular threat. Purification Val's here actually hurting the heretics, forcing them off, but there's another Bloodlust. Finally, Val swaps out to the Purification Rites instead, but he's trying. CSM get gibbed by a shotgun. Damn. Deimos, having preserved his units, is coming in quite valuable here, forcing them off. One of the Bloodletters is going to get onto the contested again, whilst the CL moves forward to dissuade the scouts with that combi bolter. However, level 4 tactical marines still in play here with the sergeant are going to rout the noise marines, and it looks like they killed the plague marines too. Whirlwind's just chilling on the near the natural, I guess, to stop anything other than the Chaos Lord from being able to cap it by knocking it over. I wonder how much red Valor spent this game on Larimer's Blessing to revive his Apothecary. Apothecary goes down again! And the Chaos Lord is heading over right now to the natural VP. So Val pulls back the tactical marines. Right now the double heretics are charging at the scouts here. One of the heretics should be capping the VP. He's using the worship to ensure that the scouts get tied up in melee. That's not a bad idea. Now the other heretic is on that VP. We've got Bloodletters guarding the other VP. But wow, look at the HP on these ticks. They're getting kind of wrecked. They're not going to be able to do much in melee against level 4 attacks, but of course the Bloodletters is still in play. Oh, more Bloodletters are in play. We've got a Blood Sacrifice Global being used here in combination with the Heretics, which are still worshipping. Scouts need to get over there and kill the Heretics. Oh, the Blood Sacrifice Bloodletters are ripping the Tactical Marines to pieces, and of course the Chaos Lord's still in play as well. Wow, Val nearly turned this around, and the Drain Life on the Scout Squad leader is going to Drain his life. Yeah, drain life is cracked as well. That probably needs a nerf. It's insane, isn't it? ASM going over to the contested in a final hope to stay in the game, but they're going to meet Bloodletters, who are more than their match at this point, and the victory will go to Deimos. But Val got him down to 106 VPs. Kudos. Kudos to him. Whew, that was chaotic. That was chaotic for a CL versus Apo. That was a really high-level game. Remember that one. All you guys trying to learn the game. That was a high-level game. We had units fighting all over this map. Constantly. Skirmishes on 3 different parts of the map. Really nice to see it. And nothing too crazy from Mr. Interesting. There was a little bit crazy. There's always got to be some crazy from Mr. Interesting. And never any crazy from Deimos. Meta try hard. But yeah, it was great. Nice high-level game. Alright, thanks folks. If you want more of this, comment down below. Boost us in the algorithm. Let the people know so they find the channel. The more views I get, the more of this kind of shit you're going to get. And if you in particular need more of that kind of thing right now, then you can get access to it if you pay for the Patreon. Remember, you're not only getting access to the content, which is currently over 45 high-level 1v1s, you're also getting access to my heart. No, you're supporting the channel, which is greatly appreciated, really, because, you know, look, words are great, and I understand some people can only afford words, but if you can afford the money, actions talk louder than words, right? It's a motivator. Just saying, and that's all Top is going to be saying this time. I am out.